So we're going to start sitting today. So let's come to our mats, and we'll start with the left leg extended. We want to bring the right foot over that knee. We want to keep those toes nice and flat, and we're going to inhale as we bring our chest nice and high, and we're going to bring our elbow to the opposite knee. So that's left elbow to right knee, inhaling up, and we're going to exhale as we look over that shoulder, and give yourself a nice twist. And just hold that for a couple of breaths. It's almost like being your own chiro, just giving your back a little bit of a twist right there, stretching those muscles around the spine. So a nice twist, maybe on the inhale, just releasing a little bit. Exhaling as you just deepen a little bit into that. And we'll come to the other side. Switching legs, elbow behind the knee, inhaling up and exhaling over that shoulder. We always want to exhale while we're deepening the stretch. The body softens on the exhale. If you think about someone who's maybe hyperventilating, then the body becomes quite stiff, doesn't it, in that process? So really softening, allowing your breathing to really facilitate your stretching. Let's come forward and bring our feet together into butterfly. So we're just going to lift the chest forward and we're going to project forward. Now your knees may be out to the sides or they may be up here. It doesn't really matter. Wherever you're at is good today. Some people's bone structure won't really allow more than that, and that may be you, or maybe there is some more stretching needed. But whatever it is, we're going to inhale forward and exhale as we really project that chest forward. Maybe just walking those hands out. You may want to have your fingertips up like tiger claws. Just projecting, holding right there, maybe moving gently with the breath. Just gently up and down. You'll recognize a lot of these techniques of integrating our breathing with our stretching come from the world of yoga. And obviously those guys have been doing this for thousands of years, and they really understand how the body and the breathing works together. So we soften the body by breathing. Deep exhale. Now wherever you are, it doesn't matter. What we want to avoid is that. See, now I can touch my head to my feet, but not doing a lot of good. You want to project the chest to the feet and try and get flat that way. So it's more challenging, but you're not going to injure your neck or your back in the process. So we want to really look after ourselves for the long term. We're not here to impress anybody. Let's take our right leg out to the side. I'm sorry, that'll be your left because I'm mirroring you. We're actually going to put the heel of the palm over the toe. So it's our left hand over our left toes, and we're going to bring that right leg in towards the groin, and we're going to inhale up and exhale over. Now your leg might be here, it might be, it might have a bent knee like that, and that's absolutely fine. It's the same principle as in butterfly. So what I want to avoid is that. And so that curved back and curved neck that's just an injury in the making. So if you're here, that's fine, as long as you're feeling that juicy stretch behind the knee. And if you're not, if your leg is bent, you're not feeling it, we'll just walk the sit bones back until you feel it. And you may feel it with the leg flat against the mat, and even there you may not feel it. And if that's still not quite enough of a stretch for you, then just go out to the outside of the foot and hold under the sole of the foot. We're really trying to stretch all through the hamstrings, the back of the legs. You'll get something on the lower back as well. That could be kind of restricting movement in this sense. And just softening. You may want to have your elbow on your shin, just like that. Really important to stretch out those hamstrings because our legs do so much for us, don't they? All the walking and the sitting. We're going to switch sides. Heel of the palm over the toes. And with all that walking and sitting, which is a contraction, the bending of those legs, and contracting those muscles, they're shortening all the time, aren't they? That's what they're doing. Now, if we're here and we want to just walk the sit bones back until your leg is as straight as it wants to be for you today. We're softening into it. Allow a little bit of time. See, we need the body to take this new shape. We need the body to allow some time. Now, anything will respond. If I took this mat and I stretched it across two walls, for example, and left it stretched like that for only a short time, came back, it would take its shape back really quickly. If I held it there for longer and came back to it, it would hold that shape for longer, wouldn't it? And it's the same with our muscles. We want to give them a bit of time in the new shape. As I said before, if you want to deepen that, just take the hand to the sole of the foot. Maybe have the elbow on the shin. Just exhaling as we release into it that way. Really important, getting those hamstrings nice and loose. Let's come up gently from that. We're going to have the left knee facing directly forward. We're going to put the right knee directly over it, or as close to that as possible. We're looking for a good stretch through the outside of the thigh, the back of the, the glutes. And so this will be on your right thigh and your right, sort of the back of the gluteus maximus. That's where you would most likely feel this. We're going to inhale up. We're just going to exhaling the chest forward. You'll feel it as you exhale forward. We don't want the butt to be lifting off the ground, so you maybe want to press into the ground. Keep yourself nice and grounded. And if you can lay your chin on your knee, all the better. You'll have to excuse my shiny bald head. It is intentional. Yeah, right. Let's put our right knee facing directly forward. Our left knee comes over it, just as before. Keeping those sit bones on the ground, exhaling, projecting the chest forward. And right over until the knee touches the chin. Take a few breaths right there, really softening into that, allowing the body to take this new shape. And we'll come back up to seated. We're going to come into a squat. Now, your squat may be really low, it may be up here, it's going to be different for different people. If your heels are off the ground, please take a rolled up mat and place it under them, or a rolled up towel, or some kind of a support, because what I don't want is people in this position where you're really using the strength of your calves to support you. So we want the heels to be resting. And from there, we just allow the body to settle. We also want to have a nice straight chest here, and we're going to be pressing out through the elbows to get a really good stretch through the groin. So just by working all of these areas of the lower body, the hamstrings, the glutes, the groin, really helps to counter all that sitting and walking that we do all day that causes our muscles to really contract. So do a bit of this 3-4 times a week and you'll be pretty limber. You'll be pretty limber. So I'm going to come out of this now. You're welcome to stay in that pose as long as it's comfortable.